Mushrooms are fascinating organisms that occupy a unique place in nutrition discussions, and their potential relevance to brain health and NAD plus metabolism is more interesting than you might initially expect. Unlike most of the foods we're discussing, mushrooms aren't simply sources of NAD plus precursors. Instead, they offer compounds that might help preserve NAD plus by reducing the cellular stress that causes excessive NAD plus consumption. Let's break down what we're actually talking about. Mushrooms contain various B vitamins, including small amounts of niacin, but that's not their main claim to fame for brain health. More importantly, many mushroom varieties contain unique antioxidant compounds, including ergothioneine, which some researchers call a longevity vitamin because it appears to protect cells from oxidative stress. When cells experience oxidative damage, they activate repair enzymes that consume NAD+ at accelerated rates. By reducing this damage, antioxidants like those in mushrooms might help preserve NAD+ for other essential functions, including energy production. Certain mushroom varieties, particularly medicinal mushrooms like lion's mane, reishi, and cordyceps, have been investigated for potential neuroprotective properties. Lion's mane, specifically, has generated interest because it contains compounds that might stimulate nerve growth factor synthesis, potentially supporting neuronal health and plasticity. However, and this is critical, most of this research is preliminary, conducted in cell cultures or animal models, and doesn't necessarily translate to humans eating mushrooms as food. We need to be quite cautious about extrapolating from studies using concentrated mushroom extracts to conclusions about eating whole mushrooms. The doses used in research are typically far higher than what you'd consume through normal dietary intake. Additionally, many mushroom studies come from regions where traditional medicine includes medicinal mushrooms, and there's often commercial interest in promoting these products. This doesn't invalidate the research, but it requires careful interpretation. For common culinary mushrooms like portobello, shiitake, or white button mushrooms, the benefits are more modest and general. They're low-calorie, provide fiber, contain some protein, and offer various micronutrients. They're excellent vegetables to include in a healthy diet, but they're not miracle brain foods. The idea that eating mushrooms regularly would significantly impact Alzheimer's disease progression or prevention is not well supported by current evidence. There's also significant variation between mushroom types. Some wild mushrooms are toxic, even deadly, so foraging without expert knowledge is dangerous. Among edible varieties, nutritional profiles differ substantially. And growing conditions matter. Mushrooms grown in vitamin D-enhanced environments can be good vitamin D sources, while those grown in standard conditions are not. One positive aspect of mushrooms is that they're generally very safe for most people when properly identified and prepared. Unlike fish with mercury concerns or liver with toxicity risks, mushrooms have few downsides unless you have specific allergies or are taking medications that interact with certain mushroom compounds. They're also relatively inexpensive, accessible, and versatile in cooking, making them an easy addition to various meals. For individuals thinking about Alzheimer's prevention or supporting brain health, including mushrooms regularly is reasonable as part of an overall dietary pattern rich in plant foods and antioxidants. But maintain realistic expectations. Mushrooms are supporting actors, not stars. They contribute to a healthy diet, but won't independently protect against neurodegeneration. And if you're considering medicinal mushroom supplements rather than food, that's a different conversation requiring more scrutiny of product quality, dosing, and evidence, with healthcare provider guidance, especially if you're taking other medications. Mushrooms in food form are a sensible inclusion. Mushroom supplements as Alzheimer's treatment are speculative at best.